Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to answer two questions in my speech. First of all, does the state have a discretion to impose a standard for parenthood in general? Secondly, more specific about the nature of adaptive right. Is adaptive right an inalienable and natural right or extra-social right? I think second criteria sounds a little bit conceptual, but don't be worried. I will go and simply present the second criteria. We're going to first point, a more general one. Does the state have discretion to impose a standard for parenthood in general? 5 levels of counter-analysis from closing opposition. First of all, the closing governments stick to argumentations about, orphanage is very, very bad circumstance. It's very terrible, right? That's not argumentation for abolition. That's, as my partner explained, justification for funding and allocating more resources to improve the situation of orphanages. Counter-analysis from that circumstance, there is no political incentive to support tax allocation for that specific improvement. Now, let's take a look at the prison in Scandinavian country, for example. There are a reasonable number of politicians who advocate for tax allocation for improvement of a prison. That is why voters there get convinced in order to approve the budgetary allocation for improvement of prisons, for example. Therefore, as the people like you guys exist in the political sphere and election in order to advocate for such kind of policy, we are not worried about budgetary deficit. Moreover, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, even if orphanage is not necessarily perfect, the argumentation predicated upon the assumption that under their paradigm, after taking proposal, no adaptive parents will appear. No, there are a reasonable amount of middle-class people who have financial capability and ability to pass the exam. Therefore, I don't think that no parents will appear, so children have to be sat inside orphanages. I don't think that's a reasonable scenario. Another level of analysis is no thank you. Their criterion is, we should prioritize reactive measure over the speculative and, unforeseeable criterion. That is very dangerous. If you rely on reactive criterion, the harm is already materialized. It is too late to go back, and many kinds of psychological and mental harm have already been materialized, and it is very difficult to find the case of domestic violence in the past place. That is why we have to make a precautious and preemptive intervention as long as the harm are foreseeably measurable. That's the criterion we would like to defend in this House. There is no counter-analysis about it. Thirdly, the willingness should be the criteria. Willingness matters. Those who are willing should have a right to adopt children. We believe incentive is different from ability. There are oftentimes abusive parents abuse child out of distorted affection, for example. They have willingness, they have incentive, but they do not have capability. That's why we draw the line here. For example, the parents of Jehovah's Witness might deny blood transfusion out of willingness and passion and affection, but the consequence is disastrous. That is exactly why we do not invoke willingness and incentive as a criterion to judge the eligibility for parenthood, and that's silly criterion. Moving on to another extension that we have brought to the table, no thank you. Their contention is, we might create discriminatory social norm if we choose innate characteristics such as race, income, and ethnicity, right? And that's problematic. If we create those, we will sort of, send a provocative message to society. But those are not necessarily innate conditions at all. Like, do not commit crimes, save reasonable amount of money that most parents usually do. Like, gain basic literacy so that you can give education to your children. Like, these are the kind of things that most parents usually do. We do not require, disproportionately unchoosable, uncontrollable, enable conditions to those who are willing to be adaptive parents. That analysis is not relevant to the motion. Even if some sort of discriminatory norm is sort of generated, still we believe security and safety of children is far more important than kind of discrimination, or kind of the social narrative that you guys talk about. Because we don't understand to what extent can you reduce the kind of discriminatory norm if you take this proposal, but that sort of ambiguity of the likelihood of the benefit is far less important than concrete harm that my partners and opening opposition also have illustrated. So based on this comparison on concreteness, I don't think the narrative argument overrides the protection and security of the children. I'd like to take the opposition. Okay, opening.
In your model, closeted sexual harassers who fulfill all of the requirements and want to adopt these children still exist.
we will consider that aspect as well if we examine eligibility. So I think criterion should be flexible. But like I understand you guys explained that there is no concrete criterion for that. I don't think it's our burden to explain all the criteria at the same time within 7 minutes. Like as the society changes, the social circumstances changes. Therefore, we agree that there is no perfect criterion. But that's not the reason not to give, for example, right to vote or age of consent. We set those standards in our society for the administrative reasons, as long as there's possibility. For the same justification, even if criteria is not perfect, we are happy to invoke the criterion for some level. Moving on to the final question is about adaptive rights and which is adaptive right, a natural right or extra social right. This is not simply about. Okay, go ahead.
So, would you oppose the public funding to university, which seems to be luxurious?
No, I don't. It depends on the definition of luxurious. I think if the tertiary education is considered as a necessary part of welfare, we are happy to. But that's very controversial, so I cannot make a definite answer about it. Finally, this debate is not simply about the general parental right. This debate is specifically about adoptive right and the nature of adoption, right? Even parental right is sometimes subject to confiscation in case of abuse and neglect. That's what we all agree in this debate. So adoptive rights as an extra social right is all the more subject to strict examination. Like a right to give birth to your child is different because interests of unborn babies who does not exist in our legal system are hard to examine and measure and observe. That's why, for example, we allow abortion, right? But, ladies and gentlemen, acquiring guardianship and custody of existing child is a different matter because utility and interest of existing children are legally, judicially measurable in a society. For example, custody dispute in divorce in court, which party has better eligibility or capability is examined by judiciary in court when it comes to the interest of existing children, for example. We would like to challenge the orgies. Life is not subjective. Rudimentary security and protection and safety are already judicially or legally measured by our system, legal system. And our principle is the extension of that because adoptive right is extra social right which is involved in a guardianship and custody of existing interests, unlike unborn babies like abortion. We are happy to make the distinction here. We are happy to oppose. Thank you.